joke of the day. So if you think you know the answer to what do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping? I want you to type it in the chat, but don't push enter yet. What do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping? Good morning, Miss Raven. Welcome. We're just answering the joke of the day right now. If you think you know, we're putting it in the chat. Good morning. So what do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping? Raven, I'm going to give you a chance. Do you have an idea? What do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping?
A snorosaur.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. All right. Okay, the rest of you, if you typed it in the chat and you think you know what it is, go ahead and push enter, and we'll see what you guys came up with. A sleeposaurus. That's what Willie says. Olivia says a sleeping dinosaur. Nadia says a sleeposaur. A sleeping dinosaur. That's what Gabriella says. You guys are on the right track, and actually there probably could be one or more than one answer to this one, but the answer that I saw where I get these answers was a dino snore. But I like the sleeposaurus. Raven's answer was great. So good job, guys. It was a good guess. Good guess. Okay, so today we're going to continue with our opinion writing. Actually, just a reminder, before we meet, I want you to try working, yes, Nadia, finishing and checking your DLA, your phonics assignment. This week we're working on the letter Y. And remember the letter Y, when you guys were in kindergarten and first grade and you learned it makes the sound y. It only does that at the beginning of the word. But if it's at the end of a word, what sound does it make? So it gives you hints on how to figure that out. So when you come across a word that you're trying to sound out, you'll know how to say that word because you'll have some rules to follow. And then your language arts assignment, page 226. Normally I have you do 1 through 20, or actually I think 1 through 20 normally, but I only want you to do 1 through 5 and then 11 through 15. So you have 10 problems total. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So here's what we're going to work on today. Oh, Gabriella, did you have a question for me?
Yes. Why do you keep making our language arts so short?
Because I added the phonics. So I wanted you guys to be able to not have a whole lot. Now you are more than welcome to do the whole page for language arts if you want, but I wanted to shorten the assignments for you just so that you can have time to do the phonics. And Riley,
and your camera's off.
Riley caught me yesterday, not yesterday, Tuesday's assignment for language arts. On the answer video, I told you guys to do 11 through 15 on the other page, but I checked the other answers. I can't remember, like 15 through 20 or something. So my answer video on Tuesday is not correct, but I bet you guys can figure that one out. So thank you, Riley, for bringing that to my attention.
And your camera's off, Miss Badger.
No, I have it on, but you might not be able to see me because I'm sharing my screen. So
I can see you.
In your screen. Alrighty, Willie, did you have a question for me?
Just to make sure, was that the one for the math? Because when I did the answer video, it said 1 through 9 and then number 12. Yeah. You did it all except for number 12.
Well, sometimes Miss Jaramillo and I have so much on our brains that we forget what we told you and then we do something different. So Miss Jaramillo might have done the same thing I did. So just clarify that with her during your math meeting. Because
Okay.
us teachers, holy moly, there's so much going on in our minds. So sorry, guys, but good job for catching it. And you know what? Good for you. I'm proud of you for paying attention. All right. So on Tuesday, we started writing an opinion essay. What an opinion is something that you think or feel about something. And it's always important to give reasons or examples to support your opinion. And I know that Ms. Hadamio assigned you for social studies yesterday an opinion writing. And so I'm going to go back to that assignment on what she asked you guys to do, because when we were doing our writing on Tuesday, we had a lot of trouble just kind of understanding that this is not necessarily answering a question. So like if I asked you in language arts or in reading or something to say, why do you think Nadia was feeling sad that day? And you might say, Nadia was feeling sad because she lost her dog or something like that. Now this is different than just answering a question. We're gonna write paragraphs. And so we're not just answering a question. We're not gonna say my favorite holiday is Christmas because I get lots of presents. So we're not answering a question like that. We're just stating our opinion, and then we're going to give reasons. So we're going to practice that today. So I think this question on your screen is something that Ms. Hadamio asked you about yesterday for your social studies assignment. And it said something like this: what holiday do you feel is most important for our country to celebrate? And then I'm pretty sure you got choices like Martin Luther King Day, Independence Day, which is the 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, or Veterans Day. So when you're answering this question for an opinion essay, all I want you to do is tell me in a complete sentence what holiday you feel is most important. We're not saying why or because or giving any reasons yet. So this is how I want you to state your opinion. So you're going to pick one of these, and you can use the sentence starters, I think, or I feel, or in my opinion. So pick one of those. And then, so I'll give you my example. In my opinion, I feel it is most important for our country to celebrate Martin Luther King Day. That's all. That's my opinion. In my opinion, I feel it is most important for our country to celebrate Martin Luther King. See, I didn't say because, I didn't give any reasons yet. I just stated the opinion. So I'm going to give some of you a chance to practice. Who thinks that they have a good starting an opinion sentence that they can tell me what would be a good holiday to start, or a good holiday to celebrate? All right, Riley, you're up. Go ahead. Use your sentence starter.
My opinion of, my opinion of what day we should celebrate is Independence Day.
Okay, there you go. You just stated your opinion. Good job, Riley. And
thank you.
Go ahead, Riley.
Because like Independence Day was the day when we became America, 4th of July.
Yes, and I'm going to ask for reasons in a minute, but you did a good job just stating your opinion. And you know, when you kind of have trouble with wording how you're going to say it, use the words from the question. So you can use the word, you know, in my opinion, I feel is most, or I feel the holiday that is most important for our country to celebrate is Independence Day. All right, thanks, Riley. All right, Angelique, you're up. Give me a good opinion sentence.
What are we doing, Miss Badger?
We're working on our opinion essay from Tuesday, but right now we're just starting our sentence by stating an opinion. We're practicing now. This isn't what we wrote on Tuesday. So Angelique, let's do a sentence starter. You can say, I think, I feel, in my opinion.
Okay.
No, Angelique, unmute yourself.
I just asked him doing.
I know, but I'm going to walk you through this. So say, in my opinion,
In my opinion,
I feel it is most important
it is most important
for our country
for our country
to celebrate,
and
then pick one of those holidays. Which one do you think is most important? Independence Day. Perfect. You just stated your opinion. You didn't tell me any reasons. You didn't give me examples. That's perfect. Good job, Angelique. All right, Nadia, give me an opinion sentence for this question. In my opinion,
the holiday for our country most to celebrate is Thanksgiving.
there you go. You just stated your opinion. In my opinion, the holiday I feel is most important for our country to celebrate is Thanksgiving. Good job. All right, Gabriella, you're up. Opinion sentence.
Okay. In my opinion, I feel that our country should celebrate Thanksgiving.
Okay, there you go. You just stated your opinion. Nice job. Okay, Olivia, you're up. Okay, so Olivia typed it in the chat. In my opinion, the holiday, so we want to add a little bit more. The holiday that is most important for our country to celebrate is, and then she put Thanksgiving. All right. Okay, so now that we know how to state our opinion, on Tuesday, we read a story where we stated an opinion on a question based on the story. So if you have your paper from Tuesday, go ahead and grab that. If you don't, get just a blank piece of paper. Actually, everybody's going to need another blank piece of paper anyway. And I'm going to show you the story that we wrote. Actually, let's go back to this. So here's basically what we're going to be writing about during the rest of this week and next week. We're going to be writing an opinion essay. That first part where you guys were just stating your opinion is like the top of the hamburger bun. And then we're going to give reasons that'll be the body, the good information. Why do you feel this way? And then the conclusion, it'll just wrap it up. So today we're working on the green and we're going to add some things in the red area, these red arrows in the body. So I'm going to go to that story. Okay. No, not that. Come on. Okay, by the way, if you were able to pick up your folder yesterday, there was a little piece of paper. It was short or a smaller piece of paper that looked like this. Now you're not going to write on this one, but you're going to use it to help you organize your writing. And the part that we're working on today, let me get my pointer, or right now, is this part. State your opinion clearly in a single complete sentence, which we just practiced. And so
I didn't get the folder yet.
Okay, and if you don't have it,
My mom's gonna go tomorrow. My mom's gonna go tomorrow
just
though.
grab a piece of paper and write it on a paper. Okay, so
Okay.
here's the story.
My mom's going tomorrow though.
Okay. So, for those of you that didn't read the story yet, we're going to read it one more time, and I'm going to ask you the question. If you think that Michael and Rachel were prepared for this trip, and then we're going to write down what our opinion was, and we should have, those of you that did this on Tuesday have the opinion sentence, but I want to make sure it's just the opinion sentence and no reasons or examples. So do I have a volunteer who would like to read? Let's do paragraphs 1 and 2. Anybody? All right, Angelique, go ahead and read for us paragraphs 1 and 2.
Mitch and Rachel
Robinson were packing everything they owned into a covered wagon. They had decided to move to the west. They hopped
Hoped.
to find they hoped to find some land and start their own farm. They imagined it would be a very exciting and beautiful trip. Mitchell and Rachel packed so many things that the wagon looked ready to break. Neighbors came out and warned them to be careful. This trip may not be all fun and games, said one neighbor to Mitchell.
Michael.
To Mike. Michael did not listen. He smiled cheerfully and said, "Everything will be fine."
Okay, so in that paragraph 2, it kind of gives us something to think about. Michael and Rachel packed so many things, the wagon looked ready to break. So keep that in mind. All right, Gabriella, do you want to read paragraphs 3 and 4?
Yes.
Okay.
On April 5th,
1848,
Mitchell.
Michael.
Wait, what was it again? Michael tied the wagon to an ox, and the strong animal began pulling it. Michael and Rachel began their great journey west. They traveled all day along the I can't see it that good. Bumpy dirt trail to a meeting place in Missouri. They were surprised to see many other people with wagons, hoping to move to the west. It was going to be a long, slow trip with so many other wagons on the trail.
All right, thank you. Ms. Nadia, do you want to read 5, sorry, paragraph 5, and it goes all the way up to the top. So actually it's 5 and 6, and I cut off the beginning of paragraph 6. So read 5 and then I'll help you with 6.
Shortly after they started, Michael saw the wagon's wheels coming loose. The wagon was too heavy. They had to leave behind their heavy table and chairs. Then they had to get rid of their chests as well. That way there would be room to sleep inside the wagon. Then they got tired from walking.
Okay, so up at the top, I cut off the first sentence, and it says that Michael and Rachel were starting to feel hungry. So Michael and Rachel were starting to feel hungry.
Michael and Rachel were starting to feel hungry. Of all things they had packed, they had not brought enough food. They had to trade some fancy silver plates for a bag of rice to eat. The trip was becoming much more difficult than they had expected.
All right, thank you. So in that paragraph, we learned that they needed more food. They didn't have enough, so in order to get more, they had to trade some of the things they brought. All right, Willie, you want to finish this up with 7 and 8?
Yes. Is Badger?
Yeah?
Oh, I couldn't hear you, so I thought that.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
Okay. So, after weeks of travel, Michael began to feel ill. Rachel took care of him, but they had to sell their nicest things to buy him medicine. Michael and Rachel then took the wrong path and got lost. That made their trip even longer. just when they when they were too tired to continue. Hold on. Just when they were almost too tired to continue they finished their journey. They had made it to the west. Along the way, they had to leave behind them almost everything they owned. But they knew that the important thing was they made it, and they still had each other.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for reading. Okay, so now that we read this story, my question for you guys is, let's see if it'll go, next slide. Okay, we read The Great Journey West. Now in the purple on your screen, here's your question. And I just want your opinion. Do you think Michael and Rachel are properly prepared for their trip west? So using what you either had from Tuesday or what we just practiced, stating your opinion, does somebody have a solid opinion sentence? No reasons, no examples, just an opinion. All right, Nadia?
They did not.
How about in my opinion, or I think
they did not
Who's they?
prepare properly.
Who is they?
I don't think Rachel and Michael prepared properly.
There you go. Super simple opinion sentence. In my opinion, I think that Michael and Rachel were not or did not prepare properly. There you go. All right, who has another opinion sentence? Olivia, you want to give me your opinion sentence?
Yes, I put yes because
Wait, hold on. Not yes. In my opinion, or I think.
in my opinion, Rachel and Rachel are not prepared for their trip.
Perfect. Right there. No, stop there. In my opinion, Michael and Rachel are not prepared for their trip. There you go. Okay, Gabriella, read yours. Oh, I think you froze there for a second, sweetie. I'll come back to you. Let's see if we get you back. Willie, did you want to read yours? I saw your hand up a minute ago.
I'll read it, but I just wanted to let you know that Jesse only said Rachel twice.
Yeah, it's Michael and Rachel instead of Mitchell and Rachel. Kind of a weird name.
Okay, so I wrote Michael and Rachel were not prepared.
Okay, and you started, I feel that Michael and Rachel are not prepared for
the trip.
There you go, for their trip. Don't forget that. Okay, Gabriella, go ahead. Let's see if we can hear you now.
In my opinion, Michael and Rachel were not prepared for the trip west.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to.
I can't find my Tuesday one.
Okay, that's all right. So those of you that have yours from Tuesday, I want you to get your new piece of paper and I want you to write down on a new piece of paper, I want you to write down your opinion sentence because we're going to take that opinion sentence from the old paper and put it on a new one. So I'm going to type out in my opinion.
I kind of already have a new paper, so.
Okay, well, and if you, yeah, you're good if you already have one. Michael and Rachel were not prepared for their trip west. So you should have this. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention it earlier. This sentence needs to be indented because this is the first sentence of our paragraph, which means we're going to move it in just a little bit here. It's showing that this is the beginning of a paragraph. So on your new paper, you're writing your opinion sentence. In my opinion, Michael and Rachel were not prepared for their trip west.
Miss
and so,
do we write that?
Yep. If you're gonna take it from your paper on Tuesday and just put it on a brand new paper because we're going to add more to what we did Tuesday. And if you didn't do it on Tuesday because you weren't here, then there you go. You're just starting your new paper. Angelique, did you have a question for me?
I was going to read my thing.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and read your opinion sentence.
In my opinion, Michael and Rachel were not prepared for their trip west.
Okay, there you go. Did you rewrite it on a new piece of paper?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, and so if you have the opinion paper, where we are writing is right underneath these squares. These squares have the sentence starters and we're writing our opinion. You don't need to write it on this, but this is, I'm just showing you for the graphic organizer, this is what we're writing. Okay, so here's the next part. This is where we had to give a reason. Why do we think Rachel and Michael were not prepared? So some of you already came up with some reasons for this on Tuesday. So does anybody want to share one of the reasons why you feel they were not prepared? Okay, Nadia, go ahead.
Because they didn't bring enough food.
Okay, so we're going to use a sentence starter. Now on, when you guys get this, when you pick this up, these have sentence starters for different things. This first one has sentence starters for your opinion sentence. And then these are other sentence starters for your reasons and your conclusion sentences. So we're going to start this sentence. One reason, whoops, sorry guys. We're going to say one reason, and we're going to continue in the same paragraph. Actually, you know what? We're not. We're going to go to the next line and indent. One reason I feel they were not prepared is, and then Nadia told us, say it again, Nadia.
They didn't bring enough food.
They did not bring enough food. Okay, so you're gonna write this. Let me put it up. Whoops. Let me bring it down. Come on, text box.
Just how do we know?
Miss Badger, yes.
Could we write our own reasons too, though?
Okay, actually, you know what? I was just gonna say that. I'm sorry. Do you have another one that you want to share? Let's see if I can format this. Sorry,
I
guys.
kind of have two, though.
Okay, say it again.
I have two reasons
Okay,
that I want to put on my
give me
paper.
one right now because we're working with one.
Okay. They had to leave a lot of their stuff behind.
Okay, so another reason that you can say is one reason I feel they were not prepared is they had to leave a lot of their stuff behind. So you could say that. So you could say one reason I feel they were not prepared is they had to leave a lot of their stuff behind. Angelique, you have a question?
Something that I feel they were not prepared is they had not enough food.
They had
They
not
didn't
what?
bring
Say it again.
enough.
They did not have enough food. That would work. Okay, Riley.
I put, in my opinion, my reason was, one reason I feel this way is they had to sell stuff to get medicine.
Okay, so what you just gave me is actually the next part we're gonna do. So
Okay.
Why did they have to sell their things to get medicine?
Because Michael got sick.
And what were they missing because when Michael got sick? What did they not have?
Food and medicine.
Okay, so that's where I'm trying to go with this. You're going to say one reason I feel they were not prepared is they did not bring medicine.
All right.
So that is your reason. And then what you just said, we're going to add to this in a minute. So if that's the reason you want to use, thank you, Riley. So if you guys want to use that same one, you can do that as well. But I'll put up this one example so you can copy this one. Willie, did you have a question?
No, I just wanted to share what I wrote.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I put one reason I feel that they were not prepared is they had nothing to help themselves.
Okay, can you kind of give me a little more information about that? What do you mean they didn't have anything to help themselves?
Like, they just bought stuff to decorate. They just brought, like, no food or medicine or nothing.
Okay, now I understand. So maybe just to clarify that, maybe we could say they didn't bring anything useful, maybe.
Yeah.
Or something, or, but if you did stay with that reason, actually, you could explain that in the next sentence. So I'll let you keep that if you want, unless you want to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you can change it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to make my text a little smaller because we're going to add to the next sentence. Now, oh, my text box keeps moving. Okay, I'm going to move this down. We're going to go to 36. Okay, so we are going to add an example for our reason. So I'll show you what that's going to look like here. Let me just see what this looks like. Google Slides.
I already did the example.
You did what?
I already did the example.
Okay, well, don't do the example yet.
I already did though.
So what we do for an example is give an example of, so in this case, we need to, so how do we know they didn't bring enough food? So we're going to start this sentence with, for example. And then we're going to put a comma. So whatever you chose, now I know some of you are using the reason that they didn't bring enough, or they didn't bring medicine. How do you know that? So this comes from the text. If you're using this example, how do you know they didn't bring enough food? What happened in the text? Some of you also said they didn't bring important things or useful things. How do you know that? What did it say in the text? So since I have this one about the food here, let's work on this first. So one reason I feel they were not prepared is they did not bring enough food. So for example, so we need to say why. How do we know that? How do we know they didn't bring enough food? So I'm going to go back to the slide before this. Now look at the text. How do we know they didn't bring enough food? What did it say in the text? Let's see. Angelique, your hand is up. Do you want to answer my question? How do we know they didn't bring enough food? What did the text say?
Yes.
Hey, go find your shoes. Are you unmuted?
Look here at paragraph 6. Let me get my pointer. Right here, it kind of gives us a hint. How do we know they didn't bring enough food? What did they have to do to get food?
They had to trade some fancy silver plates for a bag of rice to eat.
That's right. So let's go back to our writing, and we're going to use that example from the text. For example, they had to trade fancy plates for a bag of rice to eat. So your examples come right from the text. Okay, so let's go to somebody who had a different reason. Who did not put food? All right, David, what did you write? Or what do you want to say?
I put, for example, they had to sell their stuff to get medicine and food.
Will you go back and read your reason real quick so we can just see what you put?
Yeah. One reason I feel that they were not prepared were that they didn't bring medicine.
Okay, so your reason is they didn't bring medicine. Okay, go ahead and read your example again. How do you know that that was a problem?
For example, they had to sell their stuff to get medicine and food.
Okay, there you go. And you can even say the reason why did they need the medicine? They had to sell their stuff to get medicine because Michael got sick. So we can just add a little bit more information. Good job, David, using examples from the text. All right, who had something different besides food or medicine?
Mine's different. Mine's a lot different.
Go ahead and read yours, Gabriella. Read your
Okay, I didn't put for example, I accidentally put another reason I feel this way.
Okay, let's start with your first reason so we can hear what you put for your reason.
Another reason I feel this way.
Well, not another reason, we're doing our first reason. One reason.
One reason I feel that. One reason I feel they were not properly proper. Wait, I put proper.
Yep, perfect.
Proper is they had to leave a lot of their stuff behind.
Okay, good. Give me your example. For example.
Another reason I feel this way.
Not another reason yet. So that's what I want to make sure. So how do you know they had to leave other things behind? How do you know that? What did it say?
It said that it said they had to leave a lot of stuff behind because
Here, let's go back to the text and look at that. Okay, I think what you're reading here is right here. Paragraph 5.
Wait.
After they started, Michael saw the wagon wheels coming loose. The wagon was too heavy. They had to leave behind their tables and chairs.
Yeah, they had to leave a lot of stuff behind. So.
Okay, so what you
So when they got there, they didn't have that.
Is where it says, for example. Okay, so you wrote one reason I feel they were not properly prepared is they had to leave things behind.
Right. My example was gonna be they didn't listen.
Oop, I lost
their neighbors.
Okay, but what was the reason that they had to take things out of the wagon? What happened to it?
The wheels went loose and it was too heavy.
Why did the wheels get loose?
Because they brought way too much stuff, like they're carrying a house.
That's right, it was too heavy. So that could be your example. For example, they had to leave things behind because the wagon, or not, what did they say? They had to leave chairs and tables behind because the wagon was too heavy. So that's your example from the text. All right, does someone else?
That was my
another example?
They had to leave stuff behind.
Okay, Gabriella, go ahead and read it again. Oops, I think I lost you there again. We'll wait till you come back. Oh.
I was muted. No, what you just said, that was my first reason.
Okay, well today, so
they had to leave a lot of their.
Right, that was your first reason. So we are adding now the example to the first reason. So this is different from on Tuesday.
I have to make another reason. I have to put, for example, not another reason.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. All right, so did you fix it? Oh, I think we're losing you. Okay, so what I want you guys to do now is I want you to see if you can come up.
I'm just leaving myself.
Oops. Gabriella, oh, there you go. I want you guys to add another reason. So this is going to be another paragraph, and you're going to give me another reason why you felt they are not prepared. So you're going to start your second or your next paragraph with another reason they were not prepared is, and then you can actually just add some of the things that we talked about, but you may not have already written. So if you didn't already write about the medicine, you can say another reason they were not prepared is they did not have medicine when they needed it. For example, they had to sell their, can't remember what they sold, to buy medicine when Michael got sick. Or the other reason is they brought too many things in their wagon. For example, they had to stop alongside of the road to leave their table and chairs because the wagon was too heavy. So you're coming up with your second reason, and you might have already had a second reason from Tuesday, so you can use that one, but we're going to add that example to our reason from Tuesday. So I'll give you a minute to think about it and write, and then we'll share what we wrote. Riley, did you have a question for me?
Yes. Is this a real story or is this fake?
This is called realistic fiction, which means this is based on an actual event, so people moving west, but the characters in the situation are made up, so they're fiction.
Oh, so like it's like they make a fake story to tell you about a real story, sort of.
You are exactly right. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, good question. Good question. Does anybody have another reason that they're going to share, their reason and their second example or their other example? Nadia, you want to go ahead and read your next paragraph?
Yeah. Another reason they were not prepared, they had to leave tables and chairs behind because they brought too much stuff.
Okay, so you're on the right track. I do like you have the information, but I'm going to have you word it a little differently. So that way you don't have to use the word because. So you're going to say another reason they were not prepared is, actually, can you read to me what you just wrote? I forgot your ending. I'm sorry. Nadia, you want to go ahead and read to me again what you just wrote?
Another reason they were not prepared, they had to leave tables and chairs behind because their wagon was too heavy.
Okay, so I'm going to have you flip-flop that again. You're going to say another reason they were not prepared is their wagon was too heavy. So tell me why it was too heavy. Well, for example, they had to leave tables and chairs behind to lighten the wagon so it wouldn't break down. So you're just going to kind of change the order on what you just wrote, and you're going to turn it into two sentences, your reason sentence and your example. So thank you, Nadia. All right, Angelique, do you want to read to me what you wrote, or do you have a question?
I want to read what I wrote.
All right, go ahead.
Another reason I feel they were not prepared is they had to sell a lot of their stuff to get medicine and food.
Okay, so you're on the right track. They weren't prepared. Why did they have to sell their things to get medicine or food?
Because they didn't pack it.
Okay, that's the first part. Another reason they were not prepared is they did not bring enough medicine and food. For example, they had to sell some of their things to trade for medicine and food. So you're on the right track again, just like Nadia. You just need to reverse your order. The reason is kind of general, like just kind of making a statement of why you think they weren't prepared. The example is more specific, that comes from the text. So that's kind of how you can look at it. When you're giving your reason, just generally, I felt this way because, and then your example comes from the text. So another reason they were not prepared is they did not have enough medicine and food. For example, they had to sell their things to trade, or they had to trade for medicine and food. Thank you, Angelique. All right, who else wants to share what they wrote? I bet Willie does. Willie, you're looking like you're ready to share your second reason and example.
Okay, Aro, another reason they were not prepared is they had to leave much stuff so that they had too much stuff, so they had to take some of it out.
Okay, you can actually break that into your 2 sentences. Another reason they were not prepared is they brought too many things, period.
Too much.
For example, what did they do because they had to they brought too many things?
They had to take some of it out.
Do you remember what they said in the story, what they actually took out?
Yep, their chest and bed.
You're right. So for example, they had to leave the, I think it was tables and chairs and chest behind because the wagon was too heavy. Okay, so you guys are on the right track. This is tricky, trying to figure out how to state your reason, which is kind of general, and then give an example, which is more specific, like what did the text say? So you guys are doing well with this for the first time, since this is our first time working on this. All right, Riley, what else did you write?
I put, let's see. Another reason they were not prepared is their wagon was too heavy and had to leave stuff behind.
Okay, and then what is your example?
Ooh, I forgot to put an example. I'll put that real quick.
You see how I'm writing it? Another reason they were not prepared is the wagon was too heavy. For example, they had to leave things behind to, I'll put lighten the load.
Yeah.
Something like that. It doesn't need to be exactly like that.
Yeah.
But that's how we can put it into 2 separate sentences so that we have our reason, which is pretty general. The wagon was too heavy.
Yeah.
And then, well, what did they do? Well, they had to leave things behind, which lightened the load.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to finish this up. So what we did was we took what we started on Tuesday. Tuesday, we did our opinion, and we came up with 2 reasons. However, today, we did our opinion sentence. We put 1 reason, and then an example from the text that supports that reason. And then we did another reason, and we put an example from the text that supports that reason. So we are almost done. Tomorrow, we're going to finish this up with a conclusion paragraph. We're going to wrap it up, and I will show you how to do that tomorrow. So if you didn't finish this with us today, I want you to go ahead and finish this so that you have it for tomorrow. And remember, we have small groups tomorrow. So let me, real quick, David, I'll answer your question in just a second. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to see Gabriella, David, Riley, Willie, Raven, and Eva. I'll have to remind Eva because she's not here. And then at 10:45, Angelique, Zach, Isabella, Olivia, Nadia, and if D'Angelo comes, that'll be 10:45. And I'm gonna help you guys finish this up, and we're gonna work on a couple other things since we're just gonna have a smaller group. So now I will answer questions. David, did you have a question for me?
Yeah, do we have meetings on Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday?
Yes, you're gonna have meetings each day because we're gonna try to do your assignments with you during the meetings. So that way you can have more help from us. And Olivia was just holding up the schedule. We emailed this out. It kind of looks like this, and it'll tell you when we're meeting with Miss Jaramillo and then with myself. So our whole group will still be the same. Actually, you guys are changing. You're going to be Tuesday, Thursday at 10 o'clock, and then 1:30 with Miss Jaramillo on Tuesday, Thursday, and then we're going to do small groups on Mondays and Fridays. All right, questions. Nadia. I see your schedule there, Nadia. Awesome. Good job. Can you show that, hold it up again? We're on the new Nadia wrote down our schedules. Perfect. Good job. And Olivia has the one we sent out. She's got it up too. Nice work. Okay, so keep this paper with you for tomorrow. So today what we did was we wrote our opinion. That's the first sentence. We gave a reason for our opinion and supported that with an example. We gave a second reason and supported that with an example. And then tomorrow we're going to wrap it up with a conclusion sentence. So you guys are well on your way for your essay. So,
Miss Adamio.
Miss Badger, yes.
Oh my goodness. I got to learn how to say your name.
It's okay. You know what? That happens.
Can I share what I put for another reason?
Okay, go ahead.
For my another reason? Another reason I feel this way is they
Gabriella.
not.
Oh.
What?
Gabriella, you there? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
start over because we lost you for a second.
So you can't hear me?
No, I can hear you now. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Another reason I feel this way is they did not have example. They got really hungry.
Okay, another reason I feel this way is did you say they did not bring enough food?
Yes.
Okay, for example, they got hungry and had to.
Really hungry.
Say it again?
I didn't put they had to sell silver plates.
Yep, we need that example from the text. Good job.
I gotta put that down.
Okay, perfect.
Let me mute
Okay,
myself.
so guys, your reading assignment is done today unless you didn't finish writing your second reason and example. Just work on your language arts, phonics, and DLA if you haven't done those. And if you have, then you're good to go today. So if you, Riley, I need you to hang on for a minute, okay? But the rest of you, if you don't have any questions for me, then you are free to go.